Hi there, beloved Twin Flames. My name is Deborah. I'm a Twin Flame, and I am a tarot reader as well for the Twin Flame community. I'm doing this work for 2 years now, but only in my own language. I'm Dutch, I'm living in Holland, and I was never guided to do this in English. There was a bit of fear as well, because I thought that my English was not good enough to express my divine guidance and to share that with the world, because the guidance of unconditional love is reaching a deep level of consciousness and understanding, awareness, and I was afraid that I couldn't reach that. But today I was guided to do a reading in English, a Twin Flame reading in English. And I asked for extra guidance because I wasn't sure, but I received 2 cards at the bottom of the deck, and there was the answer 2 times yes. So here I am. And I hope you are going to enjoy the readings that I'm going to share with you. I'm not sure what the frequency is going to be, and I'm going to listen to the guidance, and when I feel that I have to share something with the English speaking community, then I shall do that. Okay. I always or mostly work with the Celtic cross, and the Dutch people are familiar with that, and so I'm going to do that for you as well. I'm totally aware that there are many good, pure tarot readers on YouTube and also in this Twin Flame community, and it's absolutely not my reason to do this for competition or some kind of ego-based thoughts. This is only because I was guided to. And I am very glad to see that so many Twin Flames are stepping in their mission, their soul mission, to share their wisdom and their divine words and their own guidance with the world. And so there is in the divine 5D world, there is no competition at all. I trust in the universe. I trust the ascended masters that that people are guided by their own intuition, and that all is falling into place as it supposed to be. Okay. I want to start fresh. I know, of course, what my readings in Holland tells me, but I don't know what the universe wants to share with the English community, but I'm surprised, and I'm going to start, and we'll see what is coming up. Okay. Before I start, I always connect with the universe, and I'm asking to park my ego and to use me as a clear channel, that they can use me, the Ascended Masters can use me as a clear channel. And now and then I'm going to pull with my I am presence the cards in faith that that message want to come, and must to be shared with the world. Okay. The situation. The challenge or blocks. Consciousness, what is unconscious, what we do not see or are aware yet, and mostly we create our life with unconscious blocks. So it's very important that the unconscious, we are going to be aware of our unconscious things. Recent past, advice card for the future, near future. You, influence of others, of the other, or the other. Hope and fear, and hope is from your higher self, and the fear is ego-based. And the conclusion, or the not the near future, but the future further away. Okay. Then I'm going to shuffle extra cards to ask the universe for extra messages, and therefore I'm using my Chinese fortune reading cards, and luckily that is in English, so that's a bit easier for me than to search the English words for myself. Oh, proposal. Oh wow. That is what I'm doing when I'm shuffling, and there is one is flipping out, then it is important, and it's proposal. Well, that's nice. I also going to use my energy oracle cards deck for extra messages, and then we can start the reading. And of course this is a regular reading, so when it's not resonating in your heart, then it's not a message for you. Always use your own intuition. Only a private reading can give you a clear message about your own personal situation. Thank you. Oh, there are 3 of them. Okay, well then, I trust that that is the meaning. Okay. At the bottom of the deck, it is Thunderbolt. And it's not surprising me at all. We are in a very, very intense energy right now. The universe is working so hard behind the scenes to bring the twin flames together. And I feel that 2018 is a real good year for unions. And to be united with your twin flame, then there is death of the ego necessary. Death of the ego. Ego consciousness must die. And therefore is the tower energy active with a full speed. Everything that is, well, I see the other cards and they are guiding me already. All that we are clinging to the past, must disappear. It's all pain of the past, and it's all fear-based, and we must go work on unconditional love, work towards unconditional love, that we feel strong and powerful in ourselves, so that we can meet the other one who is strong as well. And therefore we must trust. And we must be that we are this is typically that I cannot find the word in English, but we have to trust in the universe, and we must work for and to want this with our highest selves, that everything what is blocking us from unconditional love, that it's going to be destroyed by the tower energy. Okay. Okay, this is nice. This is nice. Okay. Situation is courage. A flower that came to blossom, but the seeds started between these two rocks. So it's dark over there, so you cannot see what how the growth is, how it's going. It's unknown. It's the unknown. It's the world of the unknown. And that's for the ego scary, very scary. But when you trust the universe, then you have the courage to go on, because you know that there is more than the mind is telling you. For the whole twin flame journey has to do with courage. Courage to work on every block that blocks your true self, your higher self, your divine self, your intuition, your feminine energy. Because feminine energy is always a suppressed energy for ages in both men and women. And that's the reason why we have such burden. We experience burden in our lives. We experience ego that people are only thinking of themselves, that they do not have empathic feelings for others. They don't feel the pain in others. I always, when I see this card, the miser, I always think of Mr. Scrooge. The Mr. Scrooge, and is all sitting on his own money, and he don't want to share the money with the world. He wants to keep it all for himself. But it's not only about the money. It's more about sharing your vulnerability, your feelings, your own way of your own journey to your rebirth, your own suffering, your own shadow sides, your own inner child healing. That's a twin flame journey. It is not the twin flame journey to share how spiritual you are, or how good you are, or how ascended you are. No. That's the spiritual ego. The twin flame journey is to nothing more than to have the courage to speak your truth and to share that with the world. And it's about sharing your burden of life. It's sharing your suffering that you experienced with all the adults that raised you in this life and in past lives. The morality, the conditioning. We are not good enough. We must do better. We must go. We must do the things perfectly. We are not allowed to make mistakes. Otherwise, we don't receive warm response anymore. So what we all have learned is to suppress our feelings, and then we become the miser. And that's the challenge, to let go of the miser in us, to go from our thinking in our feeling, so that we can feel the pain from ourselves, our own inner child, and that we can feel the pain of humanity again, so that we are not become Mr. Scrooge. And Mr. Scrooge receives 3 ghosts in the night, and the ghosts are taking him through the back to the past and into the future. And this Mr. Scrooge receives a real mirror, and what is going to happen with him when he stays that miser. And the miser is afraid. The miser is afraid that he is going to be hurt again by others, because that always was happening to him by adults, grown-ups, as he was a child. So, and in his relationships after his youth. So his heart was broken, and that's why he became Mr. Scrooge, or the miser. And that is clinging to the past happenings, experiencing of the past. And for twin flames, is it very, very, very important to let the past go. But how? How can you let go of the past? It is letting go. It's nothing, has nothing to do with the mind. But it has everything to do with feeling. Feel the pain. Feel the pain that you suppressed as a child, as a young adult, till now, maybe. Our journey, the journey of the twin flames, is to free ourselves from the burden of life, from the burden of not feeling good enough, not to be perfect enough, not to be rich enough or accomplished enough, this is a burden. But these are the voices of our parents, and now we have taken over that voice. It's our inner critic mind, and we learned that from important adults when we were young. The advice card is to free yourself from all mind-based thoughts, our conditioning, and old feelings of fear and feelings of that we are not beautiful enough, not good enough. It's all about self-love. And there starts the return to rebirth. That there starts, in my life, it was that way. I was the miser as well for a long time. I was very unconscious. I was very very much in my thinking. I developed my divine masculine side in me more than I did with my feminine divine masculine energy. Feminine energy. I suppressed my feminine energy, and I was hard. I was not warm. I was hard for myself, but hard for others as well. And that brought me very painful but necessary life lessons, because I had to let go of the miser in me, and I had to let go of experiences of the past, my pain. So I was not able to love myself, and I was not able to love others in an unconditional way. So I was suffering in isolation, and I created that by myself. So in the past I needed a rebirth, and I know for sure that so much twin flames need that rebirth as well. And that's why I am sharing with you my story, my shadow side, and how I found the courage to go on and to let go of the miser in me and to become the rebel. And not the rebel who is fighting against society, or when how you can do in your puberty. But this rebel says that he let go, go of the burden, and became the rebel. And after enormous searching, he became the rebel. And this is your true self. This is the your true self. This is the rebel who is standing in his own power, in his divine power. He found himself back. it's a long journey, and it's a long journey, and you must have the courage to look at your own shadow side. There begins your rebirth. You cannot receive rebirth when you are not prepared to see your own shadow side. So that is what I am sharing with the world, that of Twinflame journey is the power to, of the courage to see your problem, and that you are hurt in the past, that you are having a broken heart, and that you have to heal it, and that you are responsible for your own creation now, in this moment. Because when you are sharing with the world the miser energy, then you attract the miser energy. But when you share with the world this energy, and this energy is vulnerable, honest, innocent like a child, but with the wisdom of the master, then you receive that energy in return. But the ego is very much afraid of being the fool again. The fool is innocent like a child, and he trusts his intuition. He is not afraid because he knows that he is going to get a warning when there is a danger, or so he knows that he's guided by the universe. He receives guidance by the universe. But the ego, that is the miser energy, who is protecting himself from pain out of the past. This energy does not hear the guidance, because the guidance it's not coming from the mind. It's coming from your crown chakra and your third eye, and it's your intuition. And the fool is on the spot of hope and fear. So your higher self hopes that you become the fool again, and your ego is afraid of that. And that's the advice card for the present for the future: to let go of the thinking, to slow down and be still and silent, and know that you have your home. You carry your home with you, and it's in your heart. And no one can damage your true self. No one. That is still there. Your true self is still there, and it's not harmed. It's still intact. And when you are willing, that was the word I was searching for the whole time. When you are willing to let go of the protection mechanism, you had to protect yourself from being hurt by others, and that you are willing to do inner child work and shadow work, that you are willing to see the burden that that you feel inside and that you are willing to work hard to do something about that, then you are in a twin flame process. That's the real twin flame process. To work on your soul mission, and that you are willing to wait and know that it is a process, and that you have to be patient with yourself. Patient, because patience is so very important. And trust that you are going to be guided by the universe. But you have to ask it, because the universe is not doing anything when you're not asked for help, because you have a free will. Your ego, or you have as a individual a free will. So and the ascended masters are not. It's not. They can do nothing when you don't ask for it. Out of respect for your free will. Advice card. Out of the mind. It's slow down and do nothing. Nourish yourself in silence and feel what the miser is triggering in you, because I am sure that you are meeting in this lifetime, not only in past lives, but in this lifetime as well, very much misers. Because most of the people are not aware yet. So the miser is the best person to help us by our rebirth, because they are triggering our pain from our inner child. And most of the times we became the miser by ourselves, because we didn't know better. So, in the twin flame process, it is not easy. It is, and for sure in 2018 with very fast energy, because we must come to higher consciousness. We must help and share our story to work with the twin flames towards unconditional love. But to do so, we have to love ourselves unconditionally. So, the universe is helping us to destroy everything what is not for our highest good. And it's and when there is still miser thoughts, miser ego protection, fear-based thoughts in our minds, the universe is going to destroy that. They are going to help us to destroy that. So, wow. It's a journey. It's a real journey. And when we are ready to share our vulnerability with the world, and that we are ready and that we are whole again, then we are going to meet our other half. No, that's not true. It's then there is union with our other half, because it's possible that you already met your other half, of course. But then there is separation. And this separation is necessary to do this work and be your true self again, to become your real self again, to experience rebirth, to know what unconditional love is, and to know that real unconditional love has nothing to do of codependency, that you want that the other is going to make you happy. It is the meaning that you are happy with yourself. Right, well then. And I am sure that union is coming when this is your state of mind, your state of being, your state of the rebel, and willing to share everything, and that you don't have secrets about yourself anymore, or about your shadow side anymore, that you're not ashamed, that you're not have fear to tell your truth about yourself, about your journey, about your struggle, about your suffering, about your codependent behavior, your drug past, your alcohol past, your eating past, all addictions, that you're not ashamed of that anymore. And that you have found your true power. And others, this is the spot of influence of others. Others are going to help you. First, your enemies who are not really your enemies, but the misers, for instance, are going to help you, because they are so important to, because they can trigger you. They can trigger you in the deep pain of what your mother did or not did, or your father did or not did. That your lack of love, the love from your parents or other adults that you did not receive enough. That pain of abandonance, the pain of rejection, the pain of failure, the pain of I am not good enough. Wow. Okay, well then, I think that's good for now, for this card. Now, this appreciation is to be thankful. Appreciation is so important in this journey. But I know that it is very difficult when you are still in your mind and you are suffering, or you are depressed, or you are full of fear, then it's very difficult to feel appreciation. But when you don't force yourself to appreciate, because that is also something from the mind. Don't force yourself to with nothing, because then you are manifesting more burden. Appreciation is comes by itself when you are going to work on your past, the pain of your past. Then appreciation is coming by itself. And when you are willing to ask guidance from the universe, then you are going to experience that you are that the light world is helping you with this process. Okay. Oh, it's getting dark. Okay, I'm so sorry. Door to value. When you are walking your journey and you are resolving the pain of the past, and you are working on your shadow side of the miser in you, then you don't have to be afraid of lack, financial lack, or something like that. That is the fear of the miser as well. Because the universe is they protect you, and they are helping you with value as well. Okay, cornucopia. Wow, 11. That's a twin flame number, and that I am going to read about in the book. Okay, let's see. I said it in my own language. Wishes fulfilled. An abundant harvest and great blessings are waiting for you, and you may even find all of your wishes fulfilled. This cornucopia of gifts from the universe can come in the form of financial riches, job fulfillment, romantic love, or all of the above. When you receive the cornucopia upright, you know that you've done important work, and it's about to pay off. The seeds you have planted in your energy and in your life are ready to be harvested in some significant ways. Get ready, for a great feast of abundant value is being prepared for you now, and Spirit is applauding all of your effort. With other words, when you are willing to work on your inner child healing and your shadow side and your protection mechanism and your fears for rejection, abandonment, etc., then all your wishes are going to be fulfilled, and then your twin flame love as well. But until then, you have to focus on your own spiritual growth, inner child healing, shadow work. Otherwise, you're only living your past. And you are going to repeat that again and again and again, till you awake and are willing to work on your own rebirth. Wow. This is beautiful to end this reading. I'm glad that I did this, and I hope it was helpful. I can come back, but I don't know when. But I shall come back if I am guided to. It was a great honor, and thank you for listening. And I'm sorry that it's a little bit dark on the screen. I wish you all the best with much self-love. Bye.